What's up? When the second part? I was concerned that after getting out of the first part, that all this makeup would fall off, but it didn't. It's still here. Amen. Praise God. Yeah. Is this thing publishing? Hallelujah. Amen. It is doing just that. Lovely. Yes. When I was at the Chinatown, please go check out the previous part. In the previous part, I was speaking about a lack of satisfaction on the part of people, and now they realize something was not broken, and now they're trying to fix it. Okay, listen up. So here it is that I'm at the China Mart Chinatown joint establishment thing. In that store. Nobody does not go crazy inside that store. Like, everybody goes there. Alright, everybody. Like, Hambanyo Jong at this place. It go Hillfox, some China Mart go pila Hillfox. Go Walter Freedom Park, like, I'm not lying. Like, y'all. Anyway, this store, okay? I'm in it, and I'm going all cray-cray. So because I was in the face care section, I then moved to the hair care section. Karabo, don't do nothing like that, girl. Don't do it. I told myself, can I let the change? I've got patience. And so because can I change, I'm gonna go and see what they got over there. Karabo has come up with a routine, guys. She's come up with a regime for Inwell. And yes, this system. Only problem is inconsistency. Why? Because sometimes I get too lazy to wash my hair. I get too lazy to take it down and put it back up again and wada all that jazz. I'm a lazy natural. But whatever it is that I do, when I do it, even in the lazy seasons, it works so well that no man my hair is still working out for me. Situation is still working out for me. Okay? But nah, Karabo takes a walk to the hair section, and when I get there, I start to get kind of crazy. And I start thinking, okay, so my hair oil, it has all these things in it, blah blah, but it doesn't have Jamaican black castor oil, and here they've got Jamaican black castor oil. My hairspray, my anti-frizz hair spray, it's got all these wonderful ingredients in it, but it doesn't have this, it doesn't have that. And yes, all I could think, the Holy Spirit kept on saying, but your hair oil is superior in comparison to anything you've ever seen. So too is your hair butter. On top of that, there's one that you've made yourself at home, and it's done your skin on the body wonders. The skin on your hands wonders, because that's what you moisturize your hands with every time after washing them. Okay, it has done the skin on your body wonders. You have formulated your own product and also store-bought some pretty inexpensive products that are working like a charm. You have mixed a hair butter with some aqueous cream and some other ingredients and oils and whatnot that work in combination, the two of them, well on your chest, your neck, your body. You have found, you've got everything, and on top of that, it's in bulk. There's so much of it that you've got a whole tub that's full still, because you made it yourself. Top of that, there's another little tabiki that still has it. You've got 2 full tubs, of a hair/body butter, and on top of that you've got some other store-bought products. Do not make like what you used to do back in the day, where it is that your bathroom cabinet and your bedroom closet where you put cosmetics is just going to be teeming at the folds with a quarter spent products, halfway spent products, used products that you are not even throwing away, but you're keeping there because you know it's your hard spent money. Imali yako. You often gave up on products quickly after they did not do that which you imagined they were supposed to do. I also used to buy pills for hair. Like back in the day, I would buy King Vigro or whatnot for me, and I would consume these pills, and then like somewhere along the way I would just get sick and tired of popping pills. I told you guys I hate popping pills, so I would leave a bottle full of like 18 tablets on a 30-day pack and just leave them there to just gather dust. Once upon a time, I was counseled by a friend that zinc pills apparently work on acne. So I bought some zinc tablets at Dischem, and again, there was about 17 left in there in a 30-day pack. So that was me. I could never finish drinking even my multivitamins. Whenever I went on a journey to do multivitamins for the first time in my life, I have stuck to something, and it's working for me. And instead of multivitamins, I have that shot that I drink every day, that drink that I make in those bottles, mixing all different kinds of ingredients, moringa, linseed, chia seeds, etc. I have that every single day. That's my multivitamin. I then eat as healthily as I can, because I guess my family eats healthily, so I eat whatever they eat, type establishment thing. And then they the creams, the products that I self make, my own products that I make by mixing a whole bunch of things together, all up in this world, that I've done this for my hair, and I've seen results. That's just a thing. That's just a thing. Like, unlike back in the day where I would take those Valgrow tablets and then not see my hair growing. Then again, I did quit quite quickly. Alright, not see my hair grow and then be like, I suga. This product to go discam. I get it next. It didn't do anything for me, this product that I bought at discam. So whatever, and I threw it away. I never had the long suffering or the forbearance to stick around with a product long enough to see if at all it's producing any results at all for me. I always used to drop the ball really quickly. That's why my closet was full of just these half-spent bottles of everything, half-spent product of everything. For the first time in my life, I've stuck to a regimen, and the only reason I stuck to it is because it's food. It's a drink that I drink every morning that makes me feel like I've had a smoothie for the day. And it's also, what do you call this? I'm suffering. I'm going through a lot. So I can't afford to just throw in the towel on my endeavors. I can't just throw in the towel on my endeavors. So I have maintained, and after a couple of months from the first time that I commenced this regimen, I noticed that there were improvements. And upon discovering improvements, I was like, goodness, even my knees, guys, like there was a time when, from the time I was a child, basically from the time I could remember, from as far back as I could remember, every time I would stand up, my knees would crackle, like snap, crackle, pop. It was so embarrassing. I used to stand at angle back in the day so that people did not hear my crackling knees. That has stopped happening. Evidencing that there is something in my drinks that I drink that it's working on connective tissue or cartilage to make whatever it is that stuff in between the bones less crickety, so I don't go anymore when I stand up and down. I believe also fitness, a combination of basically working out a whole bunch and strengthening my muscles, and that drink has created for me a collagen supplement that has gone on right ahead to work on them bones. Yeah, them hinges are no longer crackling. That's what I'm getting at. So seeing as I've got something that works perfectly for me, kisna next, $0, R0, zero whatever might be the currency in question. Yeah, if it's not broken, seeing as I've got all that, I have no need to imagine myself as one now that I've got all, like, any amount of extra cash, right, to just go on right ahead and splurge. I found a routine, but today I wanted to buy Jamaican black castor oil, even though I have a powerful hair growth oil that I mix into some other products of mine to make sure that it works out for me, the same growth oil of which has created really smooth skin on my body. I have everything I need, but I wanted to buy more today. And that whole procedure just reminded me of exactly the way that people are in the world. All of us, from birth, we are given everything we need in order to basically get through this life. Choose God and do that indefinitely without falling apart. However, there is this greed. There is this shallowness in us. There is this dissatisfaction, this rapacity that makes us just salivate after more. And when you salivate after more, you end up in the fella ole deadbeat. There, my eyes fell apart yet again. In that hair care section, I did buy something new because it just dwells inside me. It's problematic. This thing is an urge. We have to exercise self-control. We have to exercise self-control. Do you understand? This product, I saw it and I was like, Mara, it's only 25 rand. This was 25 bucks. This is a superfood hair care curl custard by Glow Habit that defines and softens curls, and I chose it because it's got coconut oil, almond oil, and quinoa. I have coconut oil products all over the show. Not almond oil though. There's nowhere where I've got almond oil and nowhere where I have quinoa. So I was like, because there's nowhere where I have quinoa, I'm running with it. Plus, I don't even know what quinoa does for hair. I didn't even know that it had benefits for hair, but I'm running with it. And I also chose it because it's sulfate free, it's paraben free, and it's silicone free. But the thing is, all the rest of my other products are not paraben free. All the rest of my products are not silicone free. And I mixed them all together. It's a curling custard, and I bought it because it was 25 rands. It was heavily marked down, and I was like, I could just mix it in with all my stuff somehow. I could just mix it in. It smells absolutely wonderful. And come on, look at all of that makeup falling off my eyes now. It smells nice. It's a curling custard. I'm going to experiment with it once I've washed my hair, which I would imagine is tonight. Okay? I don't know what it's gonna do for me. Wow. Whoa. I just put it on my... It's quite nourishing. Okay, I have to open for my cat because it's raining outside. Cat, now we're uphumeleni. Or where were you? It's not raining, is it? Hey, Crankcat, you have to get inside. I can't leave that window open. There might be a lizard that comes in. Come in. Hela. No wonder my cat's been struggling to come inside. Ish. You know, these people, they make my cat's life such a living nightmare, guys. I'll be back just now. Maybe there's some dustbin over there that my cat like has to hop over. Like quite ridiculously. Some storage facility. Come inside, Crankcat. Come inside. It's drizzling. I was not ever intending on leaving. Hey! Passing me shade when it's raining outside. You don't have the luxury to do that. Okay. I apologize. My cat is inside. They put some like... It's not a dustbin. It's a storage bin. It looks like a dustbin, but they put other things in there, not trash. And it's like right next to the window where my cat hops in. And so the cat like has been struggling to come in today. Not today, like these days, and I've been wondering why. And I realized that thing was a barrier to entry. Like a whole barrier to entry. Anyway, Kifelet's a guy. Yes, the curling custard. I bought this curling custard because I like the ingredients. And frankly, just by applying it on my skin, because y'all, these things are applicable on the skin and everywhere else. It's really thick. Wow. So I guess I made a good choice, but this was a maverick spend. It was a maverick spend. I was there and I saw this precious curling custard, this paraben free, SLS free, you get my point, silicone free, Philippines, however you spell that free, and it was only 25 rands. There's the price. There's the price, and I intend to mix this into my hair routine somehow. I will not use it in isolation. I'm probably going to mix it with many other things. I can afford to experiment though with my hair, but not so much with my skin because there it's very, very sensitive. But this was maverick spend. This was most definitely maverick spend. It was definitely maverick spend. I was just hovering around in an environment, and I was like, oh, but this looks so good. Oh, and it's like super cheap, and I just grabbed it. Maybe it'll work out for me. It probably will. But I didn't need to do this. I didn't need to buy this curling custard, but I bought it. And the purchase of my curling custard is exactly what it is that a whole bunch of my enemies did. A whole bunch of my former friends, y'all did that. A whole, like, my ex-boyfriend, he did that. He went and purchased curling custard when he had, what do you call this? His own home DIY beautiful thing that he made. It worked. Guys, yeah, okay, so my little maverick spend is just evidence of human indiscretion. Crankcat, what's up? It's just evidence of what is this? The fact that we are inherently inbuilt to be dissatisfied with whatever it is that we have been given. Inherently. Inherently, we are inbuilt with dissatisfaction, and we gotta strive to conquer that. Last night, I had a dream, and I've been getting such dreams as these for the past week or two. On a loop, and I don't know how to interpret these dreams. I don't know how to understand them. All I know is that they're not good. They're not good, these dreams, but they're also not bad. And I'm like, I don't know how to understand these dreams. Explain to me what's going on. And I guess the process today that I embarked on to basically come to a point of finally deciding that Karabo, get out of here. Like I ended up like running home to pee. The way I spent such a long time. I had to go to Discam to buy cinnamon. I want also to buy hibiscus at Discam. Those are the only two things that I needed. Go Discam. Cinnamon, you know, I feel like every single month because I eat it like sherbet. Okay? Yeah, I did not make it to the Discam. It's Sunday. But I don't know if it's 2 or 3. I did not make it because I was busy dilly-dallying. I was dilly-dallying. If I had left that place as quickly as I had gone in and out, so now I have to drive out again, and I hate driving out. I hate being in public. I just, guys, like, I've been given a lot of PTSD. Alright, I don't like looking at the world. I don't like looking at people living in it without me, and appearing to be content, at peace, and all that jazz. I don't. So I don't like going out. I prefer to just be incubated in this space for as long as it takes for me to get my life back together again, so I'm not traumatized by the moving on state of everybody out there. So don't make me drive. Please don't make me go out. But I'm gonna have to puma to go and buy to go and purchase my cinnamon, because I allowed Discam to close, and by the time I went to Discam I was still kind of pressed to pee. I had to run to use the bathroom. when I got home, because I let my bladder fill up sitting around trying to partake in maverick spend. Absolutely unnecessary purchases, one of which was made. And I might be grateful for having done it, but bottom line is, it is as a result of discontentment when you ought to be content with whatever situation you are in. The Bible says that in whatever situation we are in, we ought to be content, whether we are Paul says that I know how to be brought low and how to abound. I know how to have plenty and also what to be in want. In all of these things, I know that godliness with contentment is great gain. That's what's important. And if you don't hold fast to that word of God, or at least exercise self-control to walk fast in it, if you don't, by the Holy Spirit, put to death the deeds of the body, if you don't seek the Lord's face to enable you to conquer maverick intentions, maverick spend, like just a maverick acquisitions in your life, if you don't seek the Lord's face to enable you to find contentment in whatever situation you are in, you are going to go and squander whatever money you have on worthless pursuits at the expense of that which has always worked. And then you're going to want to go back to that which wasn't broken, but you try to fix. But by the time you want to come back, by the time you try to go back to those people, they will not want you. They will want nothing to do with you. They will have written you off because you will have tossed them to the side like they're nothing, even though they will have worked like dogs to satisfy you, to please you, to make you happy. They will have done everything to try and correct every issue you had, that they might make you comfortable in their presence. And then you treat them like rubbish. You treat them like trash. Like they're nothing. And then you maverick spend on unnecessary folk and unnecessary endeavors, pursuits, people that do jack for you. And because of that, ultimately at some point you discover ukuthi it was not broken. Kodwa by then kuphelile. I've been getting dreams, you guys. Like if I were to, for instance, at this China Mart, make a decision to change up my skincare routine, wash my face with benzoyl peroxide face wash. Again, just go back. I was going to, over 2 or 3 weeks, discover that the pores that I worked for months to refine are starting to yawn again. And then I would have to go back to the old routine and regret having changed or switched back over to something that I had abandoned because I had to. Switch back to something that did not make sense. And then when I want to go back to the thing that ultimately worked for me, how much longer is it going to take for me to restore to that? And if at all, I will even manage to do that. If at all, I will get my skin back to where it is. Because at the end of the day, we age with each new day. So this time around, you're starting yourself again from scratch on these new interventions at a much, not a much more advanced age, but at a latter age from then, the first time that you started. Everybody knows that with anti-aging, the sooner you start, the better. So I will have already commenced a skincare routine about 2 years ago. Ultimately, I've pioneered something. And here it is that I am gawking, staring blankly into the face of regression back to even before I changed. And I gotta now start from the age of 40, when already at 37, I had started on interventions, retinol, etc. That's the age that I started. Like, yeah, late for most, but it, was caught on time. Thank God. I'm dealing with a whole bunch of bitter folk, y'all. Bitter people that broke that which was not broken and fixed that which did not need fixing. And now they want to come back when dream on. Like, absolutely dream on. There are certain bridges that are burned, guys, in life ever so permanently. You can never restore or recover to them again. It can never be brought back. That's what you must understand. There are certain things that just can never come back again when you mess with them. And among these things are certain people. And people are precious in the sight of God, and people are also important. So important are they that God uses them in your life for certain things. And once you mess up those relationships, you are not getting them back. And if you think about what it is that people mess up relationships over, it tends to be acquisitions or the belief that you can do better. I keep getting these dreams on a loop, and I don't understand when is this going to stop. The past 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks. The earliest one, I could even go so far as to say maybe it was a month ago that I got it. And I did not talk about it because I did not know how to understand it. I didn't know how to understand these dreams, but this morning they flooded me ridiculously, where it is that all the individuals in all these dreams combined were in now one dream. And God was like, it's time you spoke about this. I was like, but what am I going to say? Because I don't know what this is. It doesn't look like a curse. It doesn't look like witchcraft. It doesn't look like korobela. It doesn't look like a spell. It looks normal, but there is an abnormality in the sense that I'm not there anymore. I've been getting these dreams fragmented among different people. And last night, ke balorile ke re kaofela, guys. All of them in the same dream. That was the big fat gavel by God on some guy. You need to raise this Karabo. Finally, bathong. Essentially, my former best friend, my ex-boyfriend, my cousin, one of my other friends from varsity. Like, guys, I want to back nje. The eng pumegubo, like hard knock. People from long ago that I moved on from long ago that are my enemies today. Mortal ones at that. Like, they're my enemies. They are my enemies. They have afflicted me viciously. And they still have no interest that I should be okay in life. That's the sad thing. Only because in me being okay, they get finished off as those backstabbers that will never ever get me back again. They console themselves, comfort themselves with the fact that my life sucks and I'm going nowhere. I've written them off. And I keep getting dreams of me being reconciled to them. And the Lord this afternoon called it a reconciliation curse. A reconciliation curse. In that it's people who want to come back into your life after they've, like, devastated their own bridges. They've burned them. And then they want to come and wear you out. They want to come, bahu email. They want to rock up, baksinde when. They want to rock up and they want to wear you out with their presence, because that's exactly what it is. It's an exhaustion. They would wear you out because you're the innocent one. All that guilt, they want to come and burden you with it. All that mistrust, they want to come and burden you with it. All that regret, they want to come and burden you with it. The awkwardness, guys, of having some former best friend that stabbed your back 10 million times. Now all of a sudden you're having coffee again. This is not about unforgiveness. This is about the fact that I don't want to live an awkward life. And no one should have to. You made your bed. Now lie in it. Also for me, it is the gaslighting. In my dreams, they're still gaslighting me. They're still gaslighting. They're still pretending they never did that. They never cast these spells. Karabo, nah, girl, you did not see right. Awabona right. In my dreams, I'm trapped with them until I finally capitulate to just letting them come back into my life. I'm sitting next to them until I finally just sit in there. Like, until I'm not at ease, but in a very settled, compromised state. The first such scene that I saw was my ex-boyfriend. On a couch, guys. I was sitting with my ex on a couch and I didn't want him. I didn't understand why I was sitting next to my ex-boyfriend on a couch, because I knew that I didn't want him. I wanted out. I was not with him in this dream. I was in the state that I am currently in today. We were not dating. We were not together. I was just sitting next to him and he was just sitting there anticipating. Do you understand? That eventually I'm going to let him come back in. With anticipation that it's only a matter of time uzobuya. She will come back because she's sitting next to me and there's nobody else. And in this dream, I was sitting next to my ex on a couch and there was some menace of a little boy that kept on afflicting me, like bullying me, accosting me, while I was sitting next to my boyfriend, my ex-boyfriend. And I was scared of this very violent, however minuscule rascal. I was scared of it. This funny little demon boy, child, that was messing with me, accosting me, nangtosa, because he was violent and he had weapons and he could kill and there was nothing that could brittle him. And my ex-boyfriend was looking at this menace, ansali busy, answer java in front of me, accosting me, and he was like, the only fallback that you have at this point, Karabo, is me. That this little dog, this little frantic buzzing bee that is violent, is gonna kill you if you don't just accept me. If you don't just come back to me, it's gonna kill you. In my dream, I was looking at my ex. I was like, all I could think was, I don't even want to be in this room. I don't want to be here. Why am I here? But I was next to my ex, seated on a couch while he was reclined, basically sitting like this, thinking to himself, this little animal that's buzzing around is gonna kill you if you don't come back to me. All I could think about when I woke up was, oh, he's probably referring to the guy in America. and also all these other threats that I don't know. Basically, the mindset that it's a jungle out there, this was the place you were supposed to be, Karabo. This is your default. Except that's how he feels. He got to discover that I was the default and go out there and it's a jungle. Women, kikidi animals, they're wolves, do you understand? There are some pretty sordid females out there. Don't think that you can do better than Imediako, because you will go out there thinking you're gonna go and find something better, and you will discover it's a jungle out there. You will meet some pretty crazy females, and they'll make you miss Imediako. They will make you miss your ex. They will make you miss the girlfriend that you had, where it wasn't broken. You kept on looking out there in the wilderness to try and find something else, until Washara Impilo so badly out there, get all of these piranha in the ocean, that you try to come back to a woman that was already done. Because why did you leave? Why did you take me for granted? Why did you imagine me a placeholder? Why were you so arrogant so as to think of me as a placeholder? Minangi placeholder. Nagarabo. Imediako, how many years? Get placeholder. Oh, emeto mumita someone else. You're waiting. That's why you took so long to propose marriage. For real? That's why you were wasting time. You were dilly-dallying. I was your placeholder until you go out there and discover that it don't get no better than what it is that you have made a placeholder. It wasn't broken, but you try to fix it. Maverick Spend made you go out there thinking you can do better. It made you go out there thinking that you're going to gain respect. Witchcraft is this thing that people use when the Lord has given them a suite of talents. He's given them gifts. He's given them everything they need in order to prosper out there in the world. Be fruitful, multiply, fill the earth and occupy it. They can get jobs. They can do whatever they need to do with the brains God has given them, with the skills, the talents God has given them, but then they decide to nudge themselves along. They decide to help themselves more than what it is that God already packaged them to do. And then they decide ukuthi bona bazo tagat. They then go on right ahead and use witchcraft to give themselves a job promotion that they don't even know if they would have gotten it if they did not manipulate spirits. If you didn't get it, goodness, you were going to interview somewhere else and get that one. Like, in life, you win some, you lose some. You can't just make yourself win all the time, because you don't even know if you truly need or want that thing that you are winning. You don't even know if you really need it. You don't even know if you really want it until you discover that it's a snare now that it's in your pocket, now that it's in your backyard chilling. And now you want peace, anything for peace. You just want that which was the life you squandered, the life you took for granted, the life in your rapacity that you walked away from thinking it's not enough. Teach yourself godliness that you might walk in contentment, for that is great gain. When you are given everything you need, a really good best friend, a really good wife, like, yo, how nothing in your life is broken. Gumnandi, Christmas is fun, New Year is fun, birthdays are fun, but you want to have more fun. And so you cheat on a perfectly viable wife. And so you mess up with a person. You mess up with a person that was perfectly suitable for you. Like, you've got everything you need in order to run with this particular thing. Yonke into ewidingayo ikhona kulo muntu. Hana ntwe shodang. Heba nakira hana ntwe shodang. Not even one. There is nothing missing in this individual, and yet you tell yourself that you can do better. You can do better. You imagine Ugutuzoba right. You are just like Karabo, chilling out go Chinatown, having made something work for herself. Ototze routine, ototze regimen. The chick is walking these streets with a perfect itinerary, and yet she still wants to tweak it. It's bizarre. The stuff you do, Nyatonja, you bewitch people. Halgadamo, you bewitch them out of your lives. You bewitch people out of your lives. And then you one of this thing feel lazy I feel just that easily. So we're not going to be using that anymore. You bewitch people out of your lives, and then after you discover that it wasn't broken but you try to fix it and it's a jungle out there, you then try to bewitch them back in. You bewitch people out of your lives, and then you bewitch one other thing. It's again, it just must not, it's doing me dirty, but it's okay, it's alright. We are using an example here. This face beat. Going forward, we'll just continue to use CapCut. You bewitch people out of your life, and then tomorrow you bewitch them back in. Do you seriously think you can just manipulate impilo zabantu nje galula just like that? You can just manipulate people's lives so very easily, like so easily. Where now you are the master of your friend's destiny. You are the thing that's basically holding strings while your friend is a puppet, while your ex-girlfriend is a puppet, while your wife is a puppet. People that you need, you are thoroughly, for the life of you, throwing away like you can get new ones. Every human being has something to offer this earth. And so when you underestimate the human beings in your life in favor for other ones thinking that it gets better, understand we have all been perfectly placed by God where it is that we find ourselves. Perfectly. And so whoever it is that we meet in our walks in life, that's the best that you can ever meet. Is that basic? Whoever we meet in our walks in life, the same people are considered or regarded pretty excellent by other people out there in the world that don't know them. It's just that you got to know them, and so you got used to them. And upon you getting used to them, underestimated their value and their virtue until some other people stood to benefit from what it is that you had at your fingertips 24 hours a day. You were the spoiled brat that had the star of the show for a best friend, for a girlfriend, and then you messed with that, you played with it, you acted a fool in its presence, and then you lost it because of that. There's some other people in the future are out here thoroughly walking these streets, happy to embrace Karabo. There's other people then then are like, whoa, what a great chick, whoa, what a wonderful woman, whoa, I like her, I'm gonna pursue her, whoa, I'm gonna hang out with her, whoa, I met this chick, she's such good peoples, we're having drinks tomorrow, whoa, whoa, whoa. Other people are out here thoroughly thinking that your lost Karabo is good peoples. They are thinking that Karabo that you thought mega bora or really you can do there's more where they came from. There are human beings that are like, whoa, I'm so grateful I met a new friend. Whoa, I'm so grateful I met a new woman and she's so great. I think this is it. We're now busy. However, Uduti Moleng thoroughly trying to be with somebody else because you don't think Karabo was all that. You don't think much of her. You know that saying, one man's trash is another man's treasure. The same thing is true. One friend's trash friend is another friend's treasure. You guys are the ones that messed up. I forgot what I used. You're the ones that messed up your relationships with people. You're the ones that messed up your relationships nabantu. And upon messing up those relationships, other human beings went out there and were like, whoa, Karab's nice to meet you. And you are out here coveting that. That you easily let go of because this fake makeup yang bora. It's making me looking at manje. I'm glitching and twitching and I've got like reptilian eyes and that's just not kosher. So I guess next time sizosebenzisa CapCut because it's just better. Yeah, I think this is cool. I'll run with that. I'm sorry, I'm doing edits in the background, so I am distracted for those reasons. You underestimate people until other people want everything to do with them. You undermine people until the whole world is like, who is that? You underestimate your woman until another man is just crushing heavy on her. You underestimate people until other people want to be with them. You see Ugutu Umuntu has a great deal of value, and that is what, but too late. And that is what is currently happening with me now. That's what's going on. I've got some ex-friends, ex-best friends, not colleagues, what is this, boyfriends. In particular, the one that I was with for 5 years, is holding on to me. Trusting because it never got better for them. They imagine that it's not going to get better for me. And the sad thing about that is, you see, the Lord works in amazing ways. He's just that way. When you are the douchebag, when you are the jerk that hurts a person, it gets better for the person you hurt, but it doesn't get better for you. The Lord is amazing that way. When you trash a person, the Lord makes that the place where that human being is going greener pastures. But you who are the trasher are the one that then experiences arid lands, a desert. So you can't assume that because it never got better for you, that it can't possibly get better for Karabo. Because at the end of the day, one must investigate who is guilty. The guilty one, of course, it's going to be arid out there. There's going to be thunderstorms. There's going to be peals of thunder. There is going to be an earthquake. Laoyakon. Weather conditions. Hard knock inhabitable landscapes. But where it is that you have thrown a person away. Ingati, they're part of the trash. That's where the sun is going to start rising. And dew is going to be chilling on the grass. That's where children are going to be playing, birds are going to be chirping, butterflies flying. That's where it gets better eventually. They walk into the sunset, whereas you walk into the darkness of night. Because you're the culprit. You're the perp. You're the one that sinned against them. You're the one that sinned against God by sinning against them. You're the one that messed up a perfectly good thing. You're the one that lacked contentment. And so the Lord was like, it's okay, I will wipe your tears. It's written in his word that the Lord is close to the brokenhearted and he binds up their wounds. So when you break a heart, the Lord takes it up and he binds it up. And he goes and then places those people in pleasant places. He goes and he sets those people up in environments that appreciate them now. You can't expect to be the abuser in the equation. Do you understand what I'm saying? And expect that your victim misses you. It's arrogant and exorbitantly narcissistic to think that your victim will do nothing but miss you now that their lives are still hard. Victims of abuse do not miss their abusers. You will always be an abuser. And so to try and come back into their lives is to give them more PTSD. It is to exacerbate that which is their present sorrow. I am still in sorrow, but understand I have no desire to be restored to anything of my past. Nothing. None of my friends. Those were better days before they stabbed me in the back. But I'm not latching on to the better days. I'm latching on to the fact that you stabbed me in the back. That's the problem. It's the fact that you one day made a decision that I deserve to go be thrown in a dustbin. That's what I'll never recover from. That's what would make me awkward for the rest of my days. That is what would make you undeserving. To have made a woman just sit around for years until you finally came to your senses. Who do you think you are? It's extremely narcissistic to think you can just come back into a person's life that you shattered. You devastated it. Do you understand? It was your fault. And to imagine you're not going to induce a great deal of post-traumatic stress out of a person that felt ingati, that's going to end up feeling like, oh, so I guess with me, people leave me, they dump me, they trash me, they basically leave me on the side of the street to die, and they get to come back whenever they're ready. I'm just that doormat and I want to just get to walk all over me. And then be restored to me. Whatever it is that they did, I must just be there to embrace them, accept them back. When you create the batitarikan out of a person's life, when you create so much misfortune out of a person's life, where everything wicked and gnarly and snacks comes back, and they gotta just take it back because they've always been that ride or die, has to just come back and lodge itself back in the life of a person that is still suffering from the ramifications, from the consequences, from the deeds of a person that betrayed them. But now you imagine yourself a prodigal daughter or a prodigal son. You want to come back because you realize it wasn't broken. That's just the thing. When you were busy thinking that it was broken enough to break me, to trash me, I was busy planning your baby shower. I was busy planning your birthday present. I was busy looking out for you, calling you, checking up on you, writing you emails. I was there for you when you were busy plotting my downfall. That's just the thing. You're the worm. You're the worm that did not deserve me. You don't get to come crawling back in. You don't get to come worming back in and have me just take you back because I'm that unfortunate person that just so happens to have maggots encircling her life. Y'all need to know when to walk away. Some people just do not deserve to stay in a person's life. That's what you must understand. And the sad thing about my dreams is that I keep on seeing gaslighting, lots of it, gaslighting, where it is that they still deny that they ever did it. They are literally sitting where they're sitting saying, Akimalo, you have never done that. You're mistaken. Girl. Okay, so all these years down the line, I've lost my career, I've lost prospects, I've lost love, I've lost everything that I could ever lose. I lost it. And you get to come with your job still intact, a whole bunch of kids that you want to introduce to me, a life that you've lived, 10 years of experience that you have garnered for yourself, and just have a conversation again, my friend, in that his good old days, when I'm sitting in a desert land that is parched of any green blade of grass at all. And you want to come here and show me the life that you have collected, gathered for yourself over 10 years. And I must just sit in the midst of that while I have nothing. And then accept Uguti au tagatanga when you didn't do that to me. You did not come against me and my husband. You did not come against my future, my children that could have been born from that marriage. My career, you did not just come up against that. I must just accept. And you did nothing. La senya baloi. You destroy people's lives. You destroy friends' lives. You destroy family members' lives. You destroy so exquisitely everything around you that you make it impossible for yourselves to come back to any people that you did that to, especially if they know what you did to them. You cannot come back into the life of a friend whose husband you took away and now she's turning 40. Asna bana, asna next. You don't get to come back when you messed with a person's career, a person struggling to get a job, struggling to make ends meet, getting nothing at all except 500 rands a month. You don't get to rock up after stealing an entire career from a person. And then just ubuyenje, when the land is so barren, when everything is parched, go dry all over the show. Besuzobuya, uzitele, and then show impilo yakho wena that you've been living all along and expect that person not to develop a great deal of bitterness. I mean, the level of awkwardness that would be all up in there. And so that's the reason why people are now trying to embrace in their stride the prospect of my suicide. It was not broken and you try to fix it. It was utterly unbroken and you try to fix it. Like, I was that ride or die matey. Why under heaven did you go and tarry out there and think you can do better, ex-boyfriend? I was the ride or die friend. Why did you think you could do without me after casting spells? In this dream, ex-yam was waiting for me to basically be like, okay, fine, let's see if at all we can make this work. Now that, now that you're prepared to listen to the gospel, now that you're prepared to embrace my God, let's talk. Maybe now we can do so, we can talk about something, and you are literally using the fact that impilo yam is still messed up. Everything of my life has fallen apart, and it is the precise reason that everything of my life is still in a fallen apart state that you feel you feel like you can come back into my life. Now that you want to embrace the gospel, are you serious? Like, I tried to evangelize you as soon as I got born again. I tried to reach you for Christ. Boyfriend and Dini. You will remember that day at Clearwater Mall. You will remember. Sitting next opposite you, Christian literature for you to go and read. I even bought your family books to read on grief, seeing as you had lost your brother once upon a time. That's what I did. I tried to reach you for Christ. And then at that same closured meeting that we had, we met some friend of yours that was working with his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and he mocked Christianity with you knowing that I had repented and given my life to Christ, and you did not stand up for me. I tried to reel you into Christ, and you said no back then. But now that you've got this beautiful woman who godliness has made so much more beautiful, just gawking at you, you are like, it turns out ukuthi lo buzalwane buyasebenza manje. It looks ingati lo buzalwane buyasebenza. So kusho ukuthi mina usomandla, what is this? What is this? He cleansed me. He purified me. The Lord made me that much more beautiful than what I was already. For you. That was his side piece when we were dating. You literally married the woman that I couldn't stand. That's what you did. And then you want to rock up and take me for a second wife when I was in Mediaco. Second to Umfazi, that was his side piece at the time. Who's looking like the side piece now? Me. Making me look like a freaking side piece. That's what's good. After 12 years of us breaking up, evidencing that Tagati boy, wa lawyer, like no man's business. Unkile media how kaufela, wamo insulta by insisting on marrying his side piece yakon. And now you want to come back into Mbiloyam. Does that side piece even know that you want to divorce her from me? Uyazina. Is she even aware? Or is she the one that filed for divorce? Because that's just the thing. You act a fool, you women that go on right ahead and pride in yourself in marrying men that were horrible to other women, only for you to discover Uguti Lenja Lena Ibolile. Only for you to find out in the marriage Uguti Into that Karabo was complaining about was legit. Only for you to discover inside Umchato that the thing that you imagined was an upscale or an upgrade was the rubbish from long ago. Another woman, she threw it away precisely because it had to be thrown away. He had to be left. Because if she did not leave, her life was going to be in shambles. So are you not making those discoveries when a side piece that was giving me grief, if at all he could busy play around with you while he was with me, how much more is he playing around while he was with you? How humiliating would that be for you? For him to basically make out of you now. Literally the tables are turning, are they not? He made me looking at you, I was a placeholder for the side piece. Ingati, that's the one that he's always wanted to be with because he ended up finally marrying her. And then if he comes back as Ochata Mina now, she's going to look Ingati, she was a placeholder all along for me. That he messed up and made like proper. Indoda that's gonna make 2 women look dumb. Make 2 women look dumb. I'm not that chick, I never have been. That chick made a mistake by marrying you. But then again, she don't want you when you didn't have nothing. As soon as you started making money, and now you want to come back into my life. Tata, inside piece out that you made a wife. Itate. Go on right ahead into the future with it. Go make more babies with it. But leave me alone. If at all, yeah, and I'm said what they want to find out. She would be very upset. I would be mad. I would be angry. I would be blowing steam out of my head if I found out that my husband was busy investing in sorcery in his ex-girlfriend. Why under heaven? Are you still busy, guy? Didn't you move on? Since I'm busy, I made him a man that even you were prepared to be with. When I said piece of thing, it turned wife. And now today, the same dude is trying to leave you for me. People are crazy in these streets. And they are using witchcraft to keep people stranded. First you use sorcery to push them away. And then you use sorcery to bring them back in. Who do you think you are? Puppet master. Who do you think you are? Why they're busy spinning on the spot? They're busy in Jefela every single day. There's no progress in their lives. Besa when uzobuya from long ago, all grubby. Also other women. Also only obatong. And I then need to go and accommodate you. That was just the ex-boyfriend. Dream about him priding himself in the fact that there's some crazy little animal, some creep, a psychopath, say America, they won't leave me alone. Like literally, like there's been so many stalkers in my life since I broke up with my ex. The first one was some little animal from MTN. Antali busy got over and over, thinking himself that as a better man. He thinks Ugutiana he's a better man than all of them. He, like, during the time when I was lamenting about the guy that went and married another woman, he imagined himself as better than that. Kanguti, when you're better, you think the world is a jungle out there. Yeah, you've made it a jungle. Were you not the one that did a spell on me to get HIV? So of course I'm being pursued by Bana Banang Ngulazabang Patlang High and Lohabas Baiskelem. Yeah, you're the one that made the dating pool for Karabo a jungle. You made it a jungle. And then you want to rock up on some sea baby you were never supposed to leave. I'm sorry. You're the animal. You're the rodent. You're the witch. You're the thing. And now you want to come back. All that can happen now is for people to put their tails between their legs and make a discovery that it wasn't broken. They try to fix it, and now let me basically lie on my bed because I made it. You made your bed, now lie in it. You made your bed, now lie in it. If you don't want to lie in that bed, uzohlazwa ngumuntu ozokhipha inyongo yenu nonke. Dangari eweyapering etelang letelela yakho. You cannot hold me hostage, guys, no matter how much you want to try. You can't. Either the rapture will set me free, or I will marry anyway. If anything, this morning, I heard Bina Ele, yeah, Beyonce, or Etta James. I heard church bells ring. I heard a choir singing. I saw my love walk down the aisle on a finger. He placed a ring. Yeah. All I could do was cry. On the day I get married. That is if that happens. The rapture might just happen. I'm not sure between the two what is coming, but bottom line is I'm planning for both. After all, my hair is looking beautiful for that day. After all, my skin is getting fixed for that day. After all, I am a woman that is keeping herself in a bunch that I might be attractive to a man that's finally going to do better thing than you. A man that's going to make better decisions than you. A man that's going to run with whatever it is that he has seen in a woman, found in a woman. Back then, all you could think about is in Dabiguchi you can do better. Better, guys. Whoever it is that you do better with, there is somebody out there that thinks they are trash. People don't appreciate people. You have no idea what you have in people. The girl that you grew up with in your street, that you had a massive crush on, that you fell in love with, is only old news and basically moldy because you lost contentment. Because there is somebody else out there that's going to look at that piece of mold and think of it as brand spanking new, clean, pristine. And imagine it, the sun and the moon, when you thought nothing of it. Everybody has value. Everybody is appreciated by someone here on earth. And so you are naive or narcissist to think ukuthi wena into uyihlanzile, wonke umuntu la emgaqweni uyihlanzile as well. You are entirely naive. People are valuable everywhere. It's just a matter of human beings being wise enough to realize that here I've got something amazing, even though I am getting greedy and I'm getting tired. And I'm allowing myself to underestimate it. When you don't wake up and realize that the thing in your house is beautiful, you will divorce it for something that somebody else thinks is old and moldy. It is indeed a jungle out there when you're the perpetrator. When you're the pervert, salivating after other women in the office while you've got a wife. When you are the victimizer when you're the one wadi korobela, when you are the mastermind of wickedness, everything out there is better. But understand, for your victims, everybody out there else will find them amazing and they will think of you as a jerk. So if you're a perp, what you need to do is repent. What you need to do is realize you've made your bed, lie in it. You have done what you wanted to do. You've spread yourself thin in these streets. Accept it. And if you don't want to, you will go to hell. You will go to hell. Do you understand? Trying to pursue somebody that the Lord is healing from the broken heart that you inspired into them. You did that to them. Uwe omgandile underfoot. Kwena onkileng media ya khale. Wayetsa ligundwane underneath your feet. You're the one that stepped on a woman like she was a cockroach, even though she was the best woman you've ever had. You did that. And when then you go and treat a human being like a roach, understand the Lord will go out there searching these streets to find that human being, somebody that's going to imagine them a diamond in the rough. They're going to discover them. They're going to find them amazing. Do you understand? Because you thought you could do better. You thought you could do better. You wasted 5 years of a woman's life. I love you, I love you, I love you. I miss you, I miss you. With no, will you marry me? Somebody will do it in 2 months. That's what you men need to understand. That's what you women need to understand. Nina ini bizin tampa bantu ngoba you've been dating since high school. Li bizin zele tampa bantu because omotwayetse. Laba dampa because you think nobody will miss them. You think nobody will discover them. Only think about any Miss South Africa. Any Miss South Africa in the country. Anyone. I bet there were people in the school where they grew up. I bet there were people in the environments where they grew up that thought that they were average and just nothing. Until one day all of South Africa was like, whoa, who's that? There was actually a chick in my school. She became Mr. John at some point, an Indian girl. I went to primary school with her and high school, and all the way from grade 8 she was in my classes. When I looked at her, she was just a skinny little girl. There was nothing much to write home about. Until in either grade 11 or matric, she won Mr. John, and all of a sudden everybody was looking at her. I was like, wow, look at how the girl that I just thought was like whatever, everybody now is like, this is our queen. That's what happens with people. Just because you spend all your time in front of them, just because you get used to ubuhle bakhe, just because every day when she's walking in front of you, you keep on seeing her dimples, and so now all of a sudden they fade. Every day you keep on seeing her perfect skin, but to you it fades. Every day you keep on seeing her lustrous, beautiful locks, her curly tendrils, but to you they fade. To you, the beauty of a person fades. But other people wake up and they're like, whoa, umuntu omuhle kangaka. You're so beautiful, you're so pretty. Like those were, if anything, those are wake-up calls that I kept on getting all throughout my life with friends. Like, when you first meet a friend, you be like, oh, she's so pretty. I met this chick, she's got such beautiful eyes. And you get used to them because you spend all your time together with this chick. Sometimes you sleep over in each other's houses. And you get used to her. Until you go everywhere with this friend. And like, literally everybody's falling apart. Or until you take her among your other friends. And they're like, oh my goodness, what's your girl's name? Your friend Lerato's so pretty. And you look at her, all of a sudden you get jealous even. On some, yo, I forgot how pretty Lerato is. It's because I'm always with Lerato. But my new friends think she's beautiful. You would know that that's an experience that you have, women. Where it is that you meet friends that are really pretty. Especially if you've known them since like primary, high school. Yeah. And you forget how pretty they are until somebody else mentions it. Until some guy is like, so who's your friend? Until you take them home and your cousin is like, who's your friend? Yeah. You forget about people's glory because you're always around them. And if you don't recalibrate your scale, if you don't shine that trophy, if you do not take care of your heart to not underestimate the value of people, you are going to find yourself losing some pretty important people in your lives. Beauty is not the only thing here. I'm speaking borrado die virtue. Things that a woman has done for you as a man. Things that she laid herself prostrate mofate as like steamroller, the way she flattened herself for you. Zonke lezinto uzozikhohlwa conveniently when you start making money. And then you will go and date some fluffy little slay queen. You find you're not broke anymore. Yeah. And that woman that laid herself flat to help you get so much as even a driver's license, you will underestimate her and treat her like trash in front of your slay queen until the slay queen because she cannot be loyal. She does not know how to be with a man that's struggling. She does not know how to go through the modes with a man. Because she always rocks up in a picture and into everything ready-made. You don't get into ready-made. That a woman put in to get a man to a certain place. We are enjoy her. She sits on a beanbag that's already been prepared for her. Yeah. You will get bored and tired of that. When you underestimate effort that people put into relationships to make you happy, you're going to find yourself wanting to come back to a person that's moved on. Because somebody developed contentment with whatever glory that they were given in a wife. You mess up relationships and then you want to come back in, and manje mani tagata, it's even worse. Because you bewitch a person into oblivion, and then you spend your life and you walk these streets, you run these streets. Ushiana nzo daboga, unzo sinya urivaila, uwamaka, ugossipa, useba, only for you to miss that person. Masektulile manj, masektulile after the rumor mill has rusted. Now you miss her. Now you miss the friend you bewitched and gossiped among all your girls. You wanna bring a person back into your life that you reviled so badly. Now your family members look down on her because of what you said about her. And you wanna bring a woman like that back into the life. And make her look like a homewrecker. A second wife, umfazi, that displaced another woman when she was the maid from long ago. You really want to give Karabo that reputation. You are naive to think that God is going to allow that to happen. You'll create a second wife and homewrecker out of the original Medi. Just like that. So freaking naive to make me number 2 to the woman that was number 2 to me when we were together. Inside pisa we chatile. Ufunugenza mina manje look like in umuntu omshaya ngestin when she was the one trying to shaya me ngestin. It's that basic. Like that level of nonsense is what happens among abantu batagatai. They want to go and like drag people's names through the mud and think that God is just going to allow that to happen. It's a reconciliation curse. It's not a blessing. Some people just need to be walked away from because they never appreciated what they had. Not everybody that is young is foolish. Some people make the right decisions. So you can't even blame it on the passions of youth. No. Labantu by guilty. They are devastated over what has become of my life because they did not quite plan for this. However, rather than just let me go and make their beds, they've made them lie in them. Realize just move on. They now want to come back again under the guises of the fact that nothing of that nature ever happened. So basically try to make me sound in that shine. Karabo, nakweka you've been accusing people of things they did not do. I'm crazy. So I must embrace mental insanity and you get to get me back. I must just take in my stride that I'm mentally insane and you get to have me back. Talk about having your bread buttered on both sides. Talk about right back to where you started. Ingati nothing ever changed. A woman stayed chaste for 12 years yonke, so that when now who has slept around all over the show, including with the woman that used to give me grief during the time we were dating. Made babies with her, and just dive right back into Karabo. Ingati nothing ever happened. So Mina, I got stranded, stuck in 2011, 2010. You, however, got to go from 2010, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and now 24. And look at you sleeping with Karabo again. Wow. I mean, just the level of arrogance. I stayed chaste, so you could be the one to sleep with me again. But this time around as a husband, but not just any husband, a husband to a second wife. When I was there from the get-go, wow. Talk about the short end of the stick. Yes, it would make me looking at Tikinalidi but it's healing to end up in that situation. That's what I'm getting at. There are men and women who are thoroughly that ambitious to get back into the lives of people that they have decimated because witchcraft iyamosha. And after they have destroyed Bafunu, they want to make like R. Kelly and turn back the hands of time. Find themselves at the age of 26 again, even though now they're 42. Umuntu une midlife crisis where he thinks he can remanufacture his 20s ngoba he made the other 20s he has managed to just keep her incubated and like just proper imprisoned for a whole decade while he messes up his life and while he messes up everybody's life, while he messes up friendships, while he messes up his future, and then just come back on some, oh, I see that was not right. Ali dusty, a little wrinkles. Asale montle the way na le montle ka teng asale dotla ana le mokhaba sa batla go tla mo bophelo ba mosadi that has kept herself in a bunch for over a decade ever since he started what he started. Naive. I had a dream of not only my ex-boyfriend expecting to come back like that, but my former cousin, she's a current cousin. I guess that can never end. But she's certainly not my friend anymore. My former best friend cousin, also, I keep on getting dreams of her being reconciled to me. Nothing of this nature ever happened. Ingati, you didn't even do a death spell on me. You've been trying to kill me and I'm even worse. My former best friend as well, Nai, had a dream where I was busy rapping on doing these videos. Afterwards, she gave me a big fat hug and we were sitting next to each other. And the sad thing about it is, we were sitting next to each other in my bed. Mompetong ona. In other words, Karabo tlo mo leng. Onzo it's a video in your bed. You're gonna sit still and go nowhere, and I'll be the one to come and visit you. And every so often, bitch, it's like 1,000 rand. I'll give you $1,000, $2,000 since I've got a job and you don't. Your mother is stingy. 500 rand and get off at 2,000. Yo, girl, like so much insult. So much insult. So much insult. Like old times in a sleepover. Mombedo. And every time I would say something that's like hitting a nail in the coffin, she'd be like, that's my girl. For real? Nah, I stopped being your girl the day you walked into a sangoma's hut to my marriage prospects, and then later career, and then later because you are bitter, anything at all that you can mess with. On the day you walked to a sangoma to change the outcome of my destiny, that's when our best friendship ended. Kuphele that day, but they don't quite see things that way. You don't ghost you, but it's ideal and it's recommended. It comes highly recommended. Modimo ke ha ka lefa face beat. Ale tlhatswe ka nnete. You are in need of ukuhlangulwa ngempela. Hala pholoswa. You call yourselves Christians, but you're not born again. It is evident because of the worldly lives that you are living. Uktakatagwene all over the show. And the fact that you keep on wanting to go back to Abantu that you have devastated, and you don't even want to confess what you did. You would never admit what you did. You just want to come njefela uzozitela. Spreading yourself njefela in Karabo's environment like jam on bread. Just hanging out with Karabo. After almost singing Tabopelo, gaslighting the living daylights out of her, making her feel ingati she's seeing things. Yes, like it far be it from me, before I will ever embrace any such thing. My ex is disgusting, but so too is my former best friend. Whether you are a friend or a former lover, there is no coming back. Not after all that, especially considering the gaslighting. It's the gaslighting for me, the denying that you did it. If it is not broken, don't try to fix it. If it's clearing your skin, don't change the regimen. If it is growing your hair, don't change the regimen. Do not insist on buying Maverick, like curling custards and whatnot, because you're going to destroy your hair, or whatever it is that is the journey that you're on, the trajectory that you are on, it's going to get regressed. That's what I'm getting at. Marane, you don't see things that way, do you guys? And bon ganjan, to you, it's I want it, and since it's still struggling, I'm gonna go and get it anyway. Lo lemala, you've never been polished. Now. Let the Lord give you a face beat. Let the Lord take out the heart of sin in you, the heart of stone, and replace it with a heart of flesh, that you might know him. Otherwise, you're going to get caught off guard. The Lord keeps telling me that we are going home, and that there's going to be an epic release very soon. And that's why I'm running with rather a rapture. But once the rapture has happened and now you're left behind, it's going to be even more obvious that you're nasty. You're going to be despised. You are going to be obviously a liar. You're better off repenting before then, because then you get to go to heaven. And so therefore all of this, this embarrassment that you stand to endure, you don't have to go through it. Also, men with your chauvinism, like ew, you're disgusting. And it's going to basically, you're in betleza. I keep getting lama pupolawa, where I have to default back to ex-boyfriend yam, about a whole bunch of little tiny 5-year-old children that however look like big grown men expect respect. Your chauvinism, you're into the abyss. And with it having rolled around in these streets, you will, in your entitlement, be despised by everybody that initially respected you, but now abasan funi nalankande kona from a bar of soap abanazi ngoba you were liars, you were wolves in sheep's clothing, and now people have abandoned you. All the best with all of this rubbish. My ex-boyfriend priding himself in the fact that he's not as wicked as the guy in America, he is so naive, because frankly I think he's worse, because it is thanks to all of his sorcery that guy in America feels entitled to me. And he wants me kankani. My ex-boyfriend put a spell on me to make me get HIV. So really, that same animal that he prides himself in being better than, and with me going back to him because he's so nasty, is rabid and itchy as he is, because his witchcraft keeps on blowing him back into my direction. La twana kaofela. You just need to repent. It's that basic. You lost women, take it in your stride, move on. Tswelang pele. You made your beds, lie in them if you don't want to go to hell. Women too, you lost friends, take it in your stride. You made your beds, lie in them if you don't want to go to hell. If you don't want to repent, if you don't want to confess, if you don't want to admit what you did, literally, you can go to hell. But you don't get to patronize people that you have shattered with your presence, acting as if though you did nothing to them. On that day, Usomandla will slap you with a lightning strike out of your car, and you will cease to exist. You will go to the abyss, ever so prematurely. Just leave people alone. Now move on. Move on. Stop trying to come back into people's lives. You are the ones that bought unnecessary products. You're the ones that went and pursued unnecessary random rubbish. You don't get to come back into the lives of people that you have shattered. You just don't. I'm signing out in Christ's name, Cranky. Peace.